because then only you get ready to succeed. Well said. But what if kids start believing it literally? I know, exams send shiver down one's spine. But we need to qualify them to be eligible for the next step of learning. But in reality, education is not merely cramming of facts, but it's a process that begins from a womb and ends in a tomb. Hello everyone, I'm Reva Vaseem, your host for today, and I'm with my co-host, Intelligent Hasmita.
Thank you,
Okay,
Reva.
because then
Hello,
only you
everyone.
get
I'm
ready to succeed.
Hasmita, a proud ambassador of BTC, that is Be the Change. I'm your co host for today. So, let me introduce our guest to the show, Dr. Pratarth Joshi. He's an educationist and is serving in this field for last 15 years. He has earned a doctorate degree from Commonwealth University Tonga. He is an international certified NLP pa- prac- practitioner. So can you please cut this? Practitioner. He is also a certified psychological counselor as well as an academic auditor. We are extremely honored and happy to have conversation with you. Welcome you to the show, sir.
Welcome to you, sir.
Thank you very much. I am feeling very energetic to see two very intelligent girl in front of me. Due to you, the energy source in me is running high level. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
My first question to you, sir. Why are all exams an integral part of education?
Two, three things. The question we need to see from two, three dimension. You are absolutely right. In today's scenario, the exam is an integral and a very important part of our education system. If I tell you from first point of view, from the teachers and from education point of view, what is education? Let me clear you. In simple way, whatever inside us already exists, it should be come out. It should be draw out, and that process name is education. But all of you know exactly the teacher is working like that or not, the students are studying in that way only, or we need to rectify something in it. How we will come to know? So the exam is not only the testing parameter for student, it is the way we can think about the whole process in which we can analyze all the system and we can judge the all the stakeholders. Even very frankly, if we tell, after the exam, if we go for a true analysis, I repeat my word better, if we go for a true analysis, apart from the student and teachers, we can think about the parents also. Like if I explain you with an example, if somebody is get a A1, how much effort parent has put in it, that can be the parameter for others parents also. Am I right? Can you understand? Same way, if one student is very good but is depressed in an exam due to the fear, due to the fear of pressure of teacher, either teacher or a parents, then we can understand about the parents and teachers also. Or some questions come out in an exam which teacher is not taught in a way, the way he has to teach. So we can judge the teacher also, and ultimately you are on the top of the testing mode. So to test the whole system, always there is a point to improvement, and what improvement is necessary from the student way, from the teacher's way, from the parents way, and as well as in the education system, what is to be changed for exam is necessary.
I have a question for you.
Yes,
I
beta.
want to listen to you. There are many schools who don't have exams, but still the students go very high. So, oh, would you like to say something about it?
Absolutely right. There is no exam. That type of school is not exist. First thing, they take the exam in another way. They can take. They have not taken the exam. They have not go for the exam which we are taking. Which way we are taking. They go for a project. They go for something innovative ideas, or they go for a group discussion or a brainstorming, and according that they give the credits, and through that credit they give the promotion to student. My dear student, you can understand, you are in a system where you have to give the exam, but there is the logo of formative assessment, and the school about which you are talking, my dear, it is like a formative assessment only. So in that also the rubrics are already mentioned in their school. Rubrics are already set up in their school, and in that way they are assessing the student. And it is also, I want to tell you, beta, the another way to test the student, and that is the exam also. And if you think clearly, in our system, you have to give 3 hours paper, 2 hours paper. In that, your project is going from first day to last day. Even in vacation, also they can give you the homework project in the form of homework. So that is also the exams, and so don't feel that project is not also exam. Why I want to twist your question, because my in front of me my two dear students are here. The exam, I think you have taken in only 3 years written paper only. Please focus on your formative assessment also. If you follow the formative assessment, you guys will become out as a wonderful student who are learner, not only the memory power. Thank you.
Very appreciative answer, sir.
Sir, so my question is, we as students love to learn, but examinations have instilled fear in us. Why is our examination so judgmental rather than a mode of evaluation?
Last sentence I am not able to hear due to network. Can you repeat better?
Yes, sir, sure. Sir, I want to say that why our examination system is more judgmental rather than a mode of evaluation.
First of all, clear your mind. Why we have to think this exam is judgmental? Because I, because you, because Reva is feeling that we have to give 3 hours exam. Therefore, we are feeling it is judgmental, because we are feeling somebody else is going to check my paper in board exam. Therefore, why we don't take as an opportunity? First of all, we have to take as an opportunity. Whoever whoever is going to set my paper, from Delhi to Gujarat to Maharashtra, any teacher to check my paper, I will study in such a way, I will make my own timetable in such a way, I will read in such a way to learn. I will not read in such a way, or I will not mug up in such a way to write a paper. Why I not go after 20 some to my teacher, this thing, why there this trigonometry is applied, where this Pythagoras theorem is applied, please let me know. If every student start this thing, if every student take this two initiative, first, don't read for exam as a mug up, read for understand, and after practicing it, go to teacher, ask the application, what is the application of this thing, ask them where noun should be used. Ma'am, I want to use adjective before your name, give me one example. If we take this way, I think you two people can be the change. That exam is not a burden, it is not a judgmental. And another thing, who is the other person, who is the other teacher who can judge me if I have understand everything? and I know the application of everything, then let them to judge everything. I will grow. I will compete with myself. If last year I got a 80 mark and this year if I got a 85 mark, I am the winner. Please come out with this attitude. And then you will become a master of yourself. Before this talk show, I was talking about with you in a formal mode about the three idiots. What was the best dialogue? Run behind the excellence, and then success जख मार के आएगी. Do this thing, and your fear will be go out. Thank you.
Sir, I have a question. Sir,
Yeah.
like we are judged on the basis of our percentage. Sir, like if someone gets 98%, then the person is said to be intelligent. But if the person fails or gets 50%, so it is said to be nalayak. Sir, so what do you want
No,
to
no.
say?
Uh, very clearly, I want to tell you very clearly. Yes, first of all, the student who got the 98%, we need to appreciate him or her. Absolutely, we need to appreciate. But the student who got the 50%, he has some quality in him, like a passion to learn something. Second thing, if he or she is ready to face any challenge in his life, any challenge, I repeat my word. And third thing, he's ready to become failure to successful, as my dear Reva has started. Be ready for the failure. If these three things in anybody, I think he is not Nalak, he's a perfect life person. He is only the person, because 98% student will not go, first of all, to work as an admin. And the person who is not work for admin, he cannot become a manager. He cannot become a successful manager. So he is not. But as I told you, these three things: ready to learn everything in every situation, hard work, ready to face failure and any challenges in his life, and he is never narrow. I want to give, if you ask me, I am ready to give you hundreds of examples who fail in exam. Just go for an Isaac Newton, just for a Graham Bell, just for our bulb. Tell me, what is the who invented the bulb? Tell me, bulb. Thomas Alva Edison.
Yes, sir.
Clear? Just go from their life, and then you will come to know that everybody, even ask your teachers how many percent you got in 12 science, how many your teachers got 90%, just survey them. If they speak truth, you will get less than 70 to 80% they all have received. So the question is, my dear student, don't take exam as a final parameter. I use very perfect word, final parameter. Yes, it is the parameter, beta. It is the parameter. You have to work hard to get the good marks. Again, I repeat, you have to work hard to get the good marks with perfect passion. But if you don't get, work with a passion. But if you don't get, don't take attention. Just take a right moment, ready for hard work, ready for challenge, and but choose your field. Choose your field and come out as a best. Then you will be the best successor in life.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Sir, you said choose your field. That line you used. So then, if we want to choose our field, then why up to class 10 we are taught all the subjects?
See. Yeah. I want to tell you why. Why? In 10 we teach everything, because in life, what do you mean by success? First of all, let me clear. Success means the good manager. Success means a good doctor. Success means a good engineer. I'm using the very effective word good manager. I'm not telling successful manager. Again, if I take as a successful, yes, you can get success. Whom you will tell the successful doctor? Let me know. The successful doctor is not only give a good medicine, but who can counsel the patient also. Am I right? who
Yes, sir.
can
Yes,
talk
sir.
politely, who can talk politely with the patients, who can write properly, who can deliver his thought properly, who can match his emotion with his staff, and who, if you give a 500 rupees, then he can give you the 100 rupees after taking the 400 consulting fee. Is it necessary? Now you think about everything. If you want to deliver a good thought and to write a good thought, you need a language. If you want to counter money and to make a good infrastructure, then you need a maths. And if you have to cope up with the team properly, then you need a social study. How to deal with another person, you need a value-based education. And for that, all the languages, all the poetry, and everything is necessary. So, the in our country, beta, the definition of a successful people is the person who deliver his all the duties. It's not that I am a principal and I go to 11 o'clock properly to my school and come out at 5 o'clock. No, the for that I am paid. My duty towards my society, my duty towards my nation, my duty towards the humanity. If I can able to fulfill all these three things, then what will happen? Huh? If I am a good principal, but I am not a good father, then my baby will fight with me. If I am a not good leader, then other teacher also will fight with me. If I'm not able to count my money and every time I'm just expensive, means my math is not good, then I will be in tension. My baby will fight, then I'm in tension. My teachers fight with me, I'm in tension. My financial balance is in garbad, then also I'm in tension. So when I will give my full thing, when I am not in a tension, and my dear student, if you are not in tension, if don't want to be falling attention, then we have to fulfill all your duties. And all your duties we learn from all other subjects. And therefore, to become a real peaceful, successful person, successful city in the last world, we need to learn every subject.
Sir, I just have a question, a little question. Sir, you mentioned that a person who scores 98 said he's very good, and the person who scores 50 is, we say him that he's not very good. So that person who scored 98, he cheated, and that person who scored 50, he did not cheat. He did that paper very honestly. So that 98% student doesn't receive appreciation.
Two things are there. First of all, I not told that he is not good. I just now told he is a life person. The 50% who are getting life person. The first thing. Another thing, the students. You are my dear students. I want to tell you very clearly. If anybody has done something wrong in his life, if I go with your example only, that the students who got the 90%, 98%, and he has received that or he has secured that marks due to some cheating. I'm telling you, just feel what will be happen in NEET exam, what happened in JW exam, means what will happen with him in a competitive exam. He is going to fail, my dear student. And therefore, I want to tell you, the cheating will not going to help us in any mode anymore, because actually we are not cheating others. When we start cheating others, it means we are insidely cheating ourselves only, because we know that I am not going to talk good with Reva, therefore I have to rattavar some question and then I have to come. So I am not sure about me, and therefore I cheat myself. And when I cheat myself, all of you know, I want to give you the wonderful example in Second World War. The best one, The best villain. Who was the best villain? Hitler.
Yes.
And he has done a suicide. Why he has done a suicide? Because he knows that he has done something wrong. He has cheated his own country and he has cheated the whole world. And therefore, I want to tell you this will be the end of the cheater. So let them to grow. Let them to enjoy the 10 minutes. Let them to enjoy even 10 years. But afterwards, what will happen? In our scriptures, we tell about the Ravan, we tell about the Kans. Who were they? They were the 98% student. They have received so many blessings from the God itself. But afterwards, what will happen? They don't get the perfect mindset as a citizen. Before one question, I explain you who is the good citizen. He was not able to fulfill his all duties. He was self-centered because they insidely they were feared. They were teaching themselves. They were cheating themselves, and after all, they were not able to enjoy the life. So don't worry if anybody is getting the marks by cheating. If you want to enjoy the life and if you want to become a good citizen, after all, the true will come out. Inside our India's logo, the three lion, what is written in downward? Satyameva Jayate. Don't forget we are Indian. After all, the truth will come out.
Thank you, sir. My next question to you is every child has different skills, different IQ level. So, why does it happen that the students are taught the same lessons in the same pattern? Even if a mobile phone is customized, then why every child's individuality is not acknowledged?
You are absolutely right, beta. Absolutely right. That every student has a different skill. But the one word I'm not agree with you. Every student has a different IQ. Understand? Krutar Joshi is good in speaking, but if anybody will ask you to run, then I'm not able to complete it. Means my IQ in running is zero. So in every student has different skill. In their skill, their IQ is different. So as per their skill, as per their assigned project, we need to judge, we need to evaluate their IQ. So first thing is that. And yes, beta, the way you are telling us in most of our school, we are teaching the same lesson to every student. There is a one wonderful theory is that if we can teach in my school, we are teaching that way, and that is the multiple intelligence. Every student has a different way of learning. Some students are learning by hearing. Some students, when they read the book, they get the perfect time. Some students who write, then only they are get the book. Some students listen the music and they able to learn. Some are in a good in learning when they sit in a garden. Some are good at learning when they go for a ground and after playing they can able to learn. So everybody has a different way to learning, and that is the multiple intelligence. And if every school start with that way, because in that way I do not have any answer, because in education system, I'm extremely sorry my dear students. Yes, if teacher adopt that we have to teach in a different way, and therefore in my school we have started this multiple intelligence theory, that we start with every chapter with audio video or a project. So in that all of you can audio means everybody can understand, video who want to see they can also understand. Clear? And if any project, if we start with the introduction of subject with that, then everybody will involve. Somebody will able to, okay, project मैं लिख दूंगी. You do the project. Somebody will tell, okay, fix I will keep catch, and then I will tell you. You will just speak on. So everybody will involve. If we will start with this way, then all students can be addressed.
Then I had a question. Like your school started with it, but I don't think so that any other schools of India or anything they would have this idea that every child has different skills, different IQ level. So how should we deal with that? All the schools.
Beta, for other schools, I cannot give you any answer, very frankly. But the two things are there, beta. When teachers feeling, as I told you in first question answer, your exam is not only to analyze you people only. It is to assess for everybody. When teachers conscious come out, then it will automatically come out. And another thing I want to inform you, not only my school, so many other schools also have started this theory.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, so my question is how education was meant to be and how it has become today. So, sir, does it really hold the purpose of providing holistic education and development?
I think your first question answer is in your question only. What should be the education? It should be a holistic. Yes, you have only told it should be the one. It cannot be like that. And to become a good citizen, the way I talk to you, you can easily understand that what exactly I want to tell about holistic means what. If student become a good engineer, but he is not honest, just now happened in our Bihar. If you have heard in news, one big dam was created, bridge was created, and within a for 30 or 40 days of inauguration it collapsed. Means the engineer was good, he has received a 98% as you told, but he was not honest. So honesty is there, means if I use the perfect value need to be teach them. We need to teach them how to become a with engineership, how to behave with a good citizenship, and therefore this type of holistic approach is necessary. The If I tell you very specifically, their physical growth should be there. First of all, every student's physical growth is necessary. Second thing, their intellectual or cognitive growth should be developed. Third way, their spiritual growth should be developed. And the most important thing with that, their the way they will think about innovative way, right free way, the fourth in 21st century, creativity should be developed. So if I speak in the Sarir, the Gyan, and the Atma, is with these three, the creativity if add in education, then it will come out. And for that, the need is to improve the sports in education. We need to focus on yoga in education, and we need to focus on value-based education with with I repeat the perfect concept clarity of every subject. Right now we are teaching only the bookish instead of the concept clarity if we can bring in our school. I think this three, and with these three, the physical growth, the mental growth, and the spiritual growth, then we will touch India. India will touch to 21st century educational leadership.
I have a question. Sir, like examination was meant for marks only. So, like in today's world, everyone is running for marks. So, was examination made for this purpose only?
This question I have answered you. Beta. Examination is actually made to test everybody. Everybody. You are right that you are feeling the students are running behind that. But you close your eyes and think about if you are in a private schools, the teacher are also running like this only. The teacher are also pressurized. Same way your they are let me complete. Teacher are pressurized by the principal. Teacher are pressurized by the management. and teacher is pressurized by themselves. If I have to continue in this good school, कैसे भी करके खींच के भी मेरे को मेरे स्टूडेंट के 100 अच्छे मार्क लाने ही पड़ेंगे. Same way, neighbor don't do anything wrong with me to show my neighbor that my student, my ward is also good. The parents are in pressure. Everybody is running. Everybody is running. So in this situation, my personal advice is on go for a match. Again, I repeat that sentence. Make the preparation with passion, perfect passion, hard work and hard work. But if you lose the mark, don't come in attention. Do the passion, but don't go low when you get a low mark.
Thank you. My next question to you is, are ancient system of education more directed on holistic growth of learners, while nowadays courses are given importance? In life, when we confront challenges, we don't know how to deal with them because our entire schooling passes by focusing on achieving marks. Isn't education meant to empower the students than leave them inadequate?
Absolutely right. Absolutely agree, beta, with you. Our ancient system. If I speak with wonderful shloka from the Manu, if I quote the Manu, the perfect shloka is Etad deshasya prasutasya sakshadas agra janman svesve charitrena shikshana prithivya sarvamanav. Etad deshasya prasutasya sakshadas agra janman sve charitrena prithivya sarvamanav. In this country, the people has teach the Prithivya Sarvamana, other people of whole earth, our every citizen has teach something by their character. And therefore, in ancient time, we were the leader of education system. Why? Because that time parents and teacher was not demanding for AC. The parents and teacher was not demanding for a smart class. Everybody, if you read the Mahabharata, the Krishna was the son of king, and his friend, his classmate Sudama, who was the poorest person, who was not able to even eat one time food. He was not able to eat a one dinner completely. So the two heights, the height of king's son and the poorest, was sitting on a same carpet to learn. Same work was assigned to them, and no single parents come to school. Oh, आज मेरे बेटे से आपने कचरा क्यों करवाया? Nobody was there. They were sleeping under the sky, and in the night their teacher was teaching. Look at the sun. This is the nakshatra. This is the star. They were not teaching on a smart for the galaxy. What is galaxy? They in night they were sleeping under the sky, and by their naked eyes, our eye motion name naked eyes, they were looking the sky. They were going to experience the water. They were bathing in a river. They were learning the maths by making a geometry, by making a Yagnakund. If you have seen the shape of Yagnakund, it was the maths. Some are parabola, some are circle shape, some are perfect right angle. So practically they were teaching. And another most important thing which I am talking from the last 30 minutes to you, all the duties how to fulfill as a good citizen. Honesty, value, and the most important character. Never speak lie. That they will learn from their acharya. They will learn from their teacher behavior. And today we need to learn this thing from the book. I'm very against about the moral values book. We cannot teach the moral values. We cannot teach the skills from the books. It should be read by the student by the character of a teacher. And when character of a teacher become like this, then automatically the holistic growth will come out, which ancient teacher was teaching.
Thank you, sir.
So my next question is why today's generation is struggling for jobs despite of having so many certificates?
They are struggling because they are not getting the mastery on one skill. As I have given one answer in 50%, when any student get the 50%, do the best in the field in which you want to grow yourself. Just think about any person who are good right now, who are good in a mobile. Just think about mobile, and he get the 50% only, but he get the mastery that if small mobile chip, small mobile pin, sorry, get affected, then how to repair it? Then you think he will be the unemployed? Never.
No, sir.
If you get the mastery on one skill, then you will be not unemployed. We are unemployed because we are not ready to do such works. If I think I am a graduate, oh, I cannot go to write a letter, start your career with a clerk. So two major problems. We do not have a scarcity of job, but we have a scarcity of skilled people. And another problem with our present generation, overnight they want to become a super manager or a CEO only. Instead of that, if you go later by, then definitely you will get the employment. So I repeat my sentence: there is a no scarcity of job, there is a scarcity of a skilled people.
I have a question. Sir, if you see the majority of people, sir, mostly 90% people are only employed. So those 50% are unemployed. So why?
Can you repeat, Beta?
Sir, I'm saying that if we see the majority of employed people, only 90% people are employed. 50% are unemployed. Why?
Just now I told you, Beta, we do not have a scarcity of job or employment. We have a scarcity of a skilled people. Once you acquire any skill, so many skills are there. Just think about in a very simple way. Plumber we are missing in our country. We are missing a good electrician in our country. If this type of skill if we acquire, so many people are not ready to go in a motion pictures. So if we go with this, you like a cartoon, just ask our cameraman how many people are able to catch up the cartoons on a screen. How many are ready to go in this field? Just think, if we go for some skill, then there will be no scarcity of employment.
Okay, sir. And so my next question is, sir, do you think that a person's capability can be seen by certificates and all? And sir, if not, then why do we have marks and certificates?
Again and again, you are asking the same question, my dear. As I told you, this exam is not only to judge the student. Yes, the marks is important because somewhere theoretical knowledge is also important. And for job, only theoretical knowledge is not able to applicable. I want to give you the example one more time. In simple engineering college, if you get the 90% mark, the engineer is getting 8,000, 9,000 rupees job. And in IIT, if you get only pass, you are going to get a 9 lakh rupees uh, uh, per month package. Now see the difference. The 90% marks in one simple engineering college and IIT only pass out student. get the 9 lakh rupees package. This is the difference. This is the both are exam. Are you able to understand what I want to tell you, beta? Both are exam, but both level are different. Both are get ready for to make student for the future fighting, for the application of engineering. Who can come out as a best, they will get a wonderful job, and there the certificate value is there. So if you give the exam with this attitude, again I repeat, hard work is necessary, but not for the memory power, but for to understand everything. If every student will go this, then I am sure that every student follow this thing, he or she will get a wonderful job and as well as the satisfied life too.
Sir, I have a question related to your statement. You said that the person who passes out IIT with passing marks, he scores a job, he gets a job of 9 lakh rupees or something. You said. So I just want to include a statement that I heard a joke from my friend that a person who is very intelligent in the class will be somewhere a job, he'll get a job of 9,000, 10,000 rupees. The person who is lesser intelligent than him, he'll become some IS. And the one who doesn't study at all, he'll become a type of a Babaji from all the two will वो उनके सामने वो हाथ जोड़ेंगे तो so it was like that same statement. Is it true?
No, it is not. No, it is not same. What I want to tell you, you start with the intelligent person get the 9,000 marks. Means you doesn't know. Let me clear the difference between a simple engineering college and IIT college. What exactly I want to tell you from the first question to write this question, that your mark sheet is not your parameter of a life. In IIT, the same engineering degree they are giving every student, but they are teaching the application, and therefore their engineers getting the good marks. When we learn this thing, then you will get a perfect job. And if I explain with your jokes only, beta, very serious, it is not a joke, it is a serious. Want to become a Babaji? You need to acquire some job, some skill. Am I right? Am I right or not? The communication skill should be perfect or not?
Yes.
How to take the people in a trap? So again, you think my sentence, my dear student, acquire some skill in a perfect way, then you will not become a unemployed person. Understand what I want to tell you?
I'll just add up to it, sir. I had a question. Uh, I had a question that you said that mark sheets don't matter. In our school, I've seen when I first went to my class, there was my maths teacher, and it was our periodic one, and I scored like 33 or 34 out of 40. And my friend Sanvi, she scored 40 on 40 or something like that. And that teacher, if you say mark sheets don't matter, that teacher started differentiating between that me and my friend. So you cannot say that the scores don't matter.
Question is over?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. I told you one thing. When you ask about the exam question, don't let other people to judge you. Right now, right now, if I'm telling you this question you have already got from your mother, I'm judgmental or not? Am I judgmental or not?
Yes, sir.
So why I have given this example to you, my dear student, understand. if you got the 33 mark, as you told, you scored 33 mark, but if you have worked hard, my what I want to repeat, if you have done a passionately at that work, then you have to compete with yourself. I have given one example. If last year you got the 30 mark and this time you got the 33 mark, means you have grown. In life, if you go for others' appreciation, then you will never become a successful person. Every time you have heard one story about the father and boy was going with a donkey. They were walking on a street with the donkey. Listen very carefully. They were walking. The father and the daughter, son was walking with the donkey. Then somebody has seen. Oh, how foolish are they! They have a donkey and they are walking. They need to sit on a donkey. They don't have a common sense. And okay, then father decided to sit on a donkey, and a son was walking. Another person came. How foolish father is there? The son, the 10 years old son is walking and father enjoying the riding of a donkey. Huh? He is not a sensible person. Oh, then father come out and ask son to sit on that. And then third person came. How irresponsible child is there? Father chal raha hai and he is sitting on the donkey. Then they decide, okay, both sit on the donkey. Then both sit. They go little ahead, and the fourth person came and told how unhumanistic behavior they are doing. एक एक बेचारे गधे पे कितना जुल्म कर रहे हैं, दोनों बैठ गए. And then they decide, अरे what we have to do now? So they have carried the donkey on their shoulder and they walk. And everybody was laughing that time also. So stupid people are going. They have a donkey and they are carrying their weight. The thing I want to tell you, everybody has a different perspective about you, about your work. Don't go for others' perspective. If you last exam, if you scored 30 marks in this exam, you got a 33 marks, just stick out the math teacher and enjoy your life. Yes, but in next exam, passionately and work hard, you have to get 36 marks. 3 marks this exam, again 3 marks, 36 marks. Then you have win the life.
But we also feel very bad if someone points us out in depression. May we always do something bad. So,
Drink the water. Whenever this thing happens, drink the water. Enjoy them. Enjoy the life, my dear. And just now I have given a wonderful exam. तुम कुछ भी करोगे दुनिया में उसको अलग तरीके से दिखाएगी बेटा. Why we have to focus on the सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग? I repeat my sentence in today's world. Why we are suffering? सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग?
Couldn't hear you. Your voice was very low.
Okay. Today's biggest problem is we all are thinking about the one biggest रोग. सबसे बड़ा रोग क्या कहेंगे लोग? If we will come out from this fear, then we will be the successful. Just think about the one more example I want to give. Amitabh Bachchan went to give the interview in a radio station, and the officer of radio station was saying, "Your voice is very bad. Get out from here." And my dear student, what is right now? What is the position? Agar Amitabh Bachchan is coming, the radio officer is ready to stand on a line. Am I right or wrong?
yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
if we are going from 30 to 33, 33 to 36, yes, if you go for 40, go with a dinner to your papa. Enjoy the life. Compete with yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Joshi, for being a part of this discussion. Thank you for sparing your valuable time with us. Your ideas are really going to help students like us in the future. And Reva, I thank you too for being a part of this discussion. Thank you everyone for joining our show. We assure you that we'll be back again with an amazing topic next week. Till then, take care, stay safe. Bye bye.